This one we had the original trust with 2 properties in it, and as part of an estate planning exercise they wanted to move one property across here, and then the daughter was going to control this one and the son was going to control this one. There were 2 kids of the relationship. We got a full copy of the trust instrument, we did all that needed to be done to make it clone, we moved the asset across. Our covering letter sending the document out said, you have told us that there are no deeds of variations to this trust. And we've assumed that you are correct when you've told us that. If there are any deed of variations, you should really have given those to us because they may impact on what we've done under the trust claim. So that was all fine. We did it quite urgently because the lady that was wanting to do her estate plan was close to death, and in fact she did die about 3 months after we completed the transaction. As part of the estate admin, we were doing all the things you normally do. We were getting documentation in from every which way, handing on the control of the 2 trusts as intended. We then found out that there was in fact a deed of variation. And that deed of variation was solely in relation to the original trust. And what it did was it changed the vesting date. And the change to that vesting date, which was done as part of an earlier estate planning exercise before cloning was in vogue, it changed the vesting date to be the death of the mum. The death of the mum. So they went through all of the accounting costs, all of the legal costs, all of the white noise with doing the trust cloning, and the whole strategy lasted exactly 3 months, because when the mum died, this trust vested, and so did its replicated trust, all because that original deed of variation hadn't been found. Now, could they have done something if they'd identified that earlier? I think absolutely they could have, but by the time they identified it, it was too late. So, principle out of that, the trust instrument is not just the trust instrument, it is everything that sits around it, and particularly relates to deeds of variation.